Hey guys, I kind of messed up. I went to play my intro and I realized I wasn't live, but that's okay. Y'all have seen my intro before. Um, so as y'all can see, well, first let me say hi. We got Pixie. What are you doing here? Ben, Akira, True Helper, Breaking the Silence. Thank you, Breaking the Silence. Galway Girl, Ginger Locks Mom. Hey, Sabrina. I'm figuring it's probably, hey, Angel Roth, Monkey Mar. Figuring people's probably got weekend plans since it's the holiday weekend. I don't really know. I don't know what condition your state is in. I don't know what you can do. Go fishing, I guess. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Herbie. Hey, D Rod. Pepper, Denise, Doc Mom, Lil Wife. So I titled this, Hey, Kim Smith. Uh, I titled this Something's Bugging Me. Actually, there's a couple things bugging me. So, hey, Jelly Bean. Um, take a break before more homework with the kids. Wow. Even on the weekends, huh? Why do I have to show every one of Herbie's comments? Hey, Mandolin. Well, like I said, I titled this Something's Bugging Me. Actually, there's a couple things. Hey, Jane. Um, First of all, I don't know if y'all do this when you're making a roast, but I brown it on all four sides. So I'm browning it today with a little bit of bacon grease, and it got stuck to the pan. So when I flipped it over, all the grease hit my arm. So I'm sitting here in pain. I've got it iced down. I tried calling the doctor to get some Silverdine. Nobody was in. Go figure. Yeah, well, be careful, Sarah. I know. Ouch. So that's bugging me. But roast is in the crock pot. Should be done soon. Yeah, it's an ouchie, Ben. But then, okay, so everybody knows that I'm big into the Kentucky Derby. Today is Oaks Day. Derby is usually the first Saturday in May. But because of COVID and protests, they put it off till this weekend. So today is Oaks Day, which is run, it's the fillies, it's the females, they run for the lilies. Tomorrow is run for the roses. Hey, Long Island girl. Hey, Remy. Laid out some tenderloin. What should I make? Anything. Hey, serendipity. Anything goes with tenderloin. Hey, the one and only Puss in Boots. Do you bet on the race? Well, normally, yes. Normally, I'm sitting somewhere just betting horses left and right, but my wallet won't allow that right now. But either way, so today's Oaks Day, tomorrow's Derby Day. And then what do we have? We have protesters coming in from all over the country, and we have the Black Militia Group, NAFC, I think they're called. They come in loaded with Uzis, and I'm not saying they're violent, but one of the things they said was burn this city to the ground. So I'm really not looking forward to that. My father handicapped the horses. Been to a few derbies myself, truth. Yeah, I love handicapping. I'm not very good at it, but I love handicapping. I'm sick of macaroni and mashed taters. I know. I like sometimes to do roasted potatoes just because I get sick of that too. I love mashed potatoes, but hey, JoJo. So we got that to look forward to this weekend. We have a party normally, and everybody. Oh, I missed Gingerlock's mom's comment. We have a party normally and everybody puts money towards the pot. Then someone wins, not this year. I know, Gingerlock's mom. I can't wait for things to get back to. I'm a slots keno kind of gal. Yeah, I don't care for the slots. I'm worried about Louisville this weekend. I am too, Lurker. I really am. And I'm fairly close to Louisville. But, all I can say is locked and loaded here. Locked and loaded here. So I hope they stay across the bridge. And I do pray that everybody stays safe and that it is peaceful because I do believe in peaceful protest. It's when you start catching things on fire and breaking into buildings and jumping on cop cars. And do you ever think things will go back to normal truth? I don't know, Mandy Lynn. I just keep praying. Your family lives in Louisville. Well, prayers for your families, Lurker. Just tell them to stay in their homes. Just stay in their homes. I know, fingers crossed, right? So something else that's bugging me. I listened to, and this is not going to be a drag, Laura. This is basically going to be my reaction to her video yesterday. And I don't know if anybody listened to her, but it was about Frankie Rusek. Now, we all know that Law 101 is you don't victimize the victim. Angel says, no, it will never be the same. And I listened to Laura's, and I gotta be honest with you. Laura never fails to shock me. I don't know why. I hate adulting too, Tawanda. But one of these days I'm gonna go live while you're off work. But I just kind of had to get this off my chest. I thought we were past that. Past what, D-Rod? The Frankie thing? Yeah, you're probably right, Pepper. Well, it just bothered me that after 2 years that somebody would sit on YouTube and scream out that somebody is an active drug abuser with absolutely no proof of that. Now, the text messages that we saw was 2 years ago from his mother to Marissa, Molly. And I believe those text messages. I really do. But I have a hard problem with somebody screaming that over the internet. Mandolin, I want to make things 100% clear too. I do not support her going after him. It breaks my heart. Well, here's my thing. No, Molly, I'm not saying that I firmly believe that she said that to you. But how long ago was that, Molly? 2 years ago? Is there any possibility that the kid could be in recovery? Yeah, I remember all of this, Molly. I do. I'm not criticizing you at all. I'm not saying that the text messages weren't real. I'm not saying that at all. I firmly believe they were. I've always believed they were. But it's going on 2 years now. Is there any possibility that the kid is in recovery? Because we had a creator basically scream, yeah, I'm definitely not going after you. Molly, you're getting upset over nothing because this has nothing to do with you. You haven't touched this subject in a long time. I'm talking about it's 2 years later and there's still creators going after this family. Wouldn't you agree it's time to let him move on? I mean, I'm not donating to his GoFundMe. Well, I'm not going to go so far as to say it's fraudulent. I'm not. I mean, I'm just not. Frankie's mother doesn't want any handouts from what she told me. Okay, and I firmly believe that, Molly. I believe that. I know you were in contact with um with his family, but I don't agree with going after the kid. Well, I'm not. Well, he's a kid to me, but he's a grown man, and screaming out, "Don't give money to him. He's an active drug user." When that's been 2 years ago, nobody knows. I know you haven't talked about him. I know you haven't talked about him, but Laura did. And she said, for God's sakes, Frankie, just let him, rest in peace. Well, and she went so far as to say, how do you think your sister would feel about this? Well, how does she think Shanann would feel about her screaming about her brother over the internet that he's an active drug user? I mean, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It really did. Hey, Jules. Um, like I said, I don't doubt anything that you said from back then, Molly. I saw the screenshots. They were totally legit. Um, I don't blame you for cutting him off when it comes to money. But Laura said he was smoking crack. She has no idea if he's using, you know, she just, I mean, that's been 2 years ago, Marissa, 2 years ago. And as a mother of an addict, I don't want somebody up on the internet screaming about my son being a drug user. You know, especially since there's been no recent updates. Hello, Corey. Hey, Casey's in. Yeah, I wouldn't touch it with the 10-foot pole, but I'm honestly am not even subscribed to Laura. I didn't listen to anything she says, and I don't think anybody else should. Well, obviously Frankie got wind of it because he went underneath her video and he left her some comments. And obviously it pissed Laura off because I do believe, don't worry about that NGF group. They're more likely to accidentally cap themselves. I heard about, yeah, that's what happened back in July. But it just really rubbed me the wrong way. My opinion about that family is they've been through so much. Yes, I heard the speech about Armchair Detective, but they have been through so much. I just believe if everybody would just leave them alone. I was one of those people that I had sympathy for both the Ruseks and the Watts. I wasn't in the popular majority because I actually had feelings for the Watts as well. But this is 2 years later. Hey, Shauna. And I just feel like it's time to let it go. Oh, she tagged him. That's how he saw it. I mean, as the mother of an addict, if I was to stumble across, hey, Charlie girl, if I was to stumble across a YouTuber calling my son or somebody, the reason she was talking about him because he was doing a fundraiser to create a new law. Okay, what's wrong with that? I mean, whose business is that if, he wants to? I sincerely hope that too, Molly. I really do. But What's wrong with trying to create Shanann's Law? Hey, Dana, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, you got to have lobbyists, you know, who's to say you can't use an attorney when you're trying to do something like this? I realize that lobbyist is usually what gets, um, that gets laws passed. But I just don't. I mean, I don't know. They're making them. They're making made a next Netflix movie. Who's they? Chainsaw. Yeah, but how does she know that, Science Girl? How does she know that you don't need a fundraiser to create a new law? How does she know that? How does she know the ins and outs of trying to get a law pushed through? I don't know the ins and outs of that. Did Laura do her homework? Did Laura do her homework? Well, you're guessing she looked it up, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say there are some legal costs. Hey, Florida Keys, Amy, because she created Dayton's Law. Well, I'll have to look into that. I've never heard of Dayton's Law. I'll have to I'm going to look into that right now, Kesslin, because I've never heard Dayton's Law. I know she went through a terrible custody battle, but I've never heard of Dayton's Law and how it was started. So I'm going to look into that. My whole point is if you don't donate, why? I'm not finding it, Caslin. Dayton's Law. University of Dayton, School of Law, University of Dayton. Okay, well, I'm not finding it, and I'll look harder and look into it, but I'm not finding anything on the books as far as Dayton's Law goes. So, if Laura did that, good for her. But I would have to see proof of that. Just like I would have to see proof that it never went through. She did not get it to pass. She tried, but it didn't go through with it. Didn't go through with it. She wanted to create, but didn't really fully accomplish it. Well, that's sad. But why not? Why didn't it go through? Did she ever tell you guys why it didn't go through? Exactly, Beefers. That's what I want to know. Why didn't it go through? Hey, Ninny. See, the problem is that the GoFundMe is started by Frankie, who had a lot of women coming out from Facebook groups that he was in contact with, that he claimed he was begging them for money and things. Right, I realize that, Science Girl, that they don't always go through. Hey, Pizza Kitty. I guess I just really, it was an idea, that was it. I guess I just really feel like I never really got into the case that much. In my opinion, he did it, he admitted it, he's in prison, and I just think it's time to leave this family's name out of everyone's mouth. If he's scamming people, yes, I did see what he tried to do to Marissa, and I believe every word Marissa said. Frankie has made the GoFundMe to sue the people harassing his family. Well, according to Laura, you can't sue somebody from overseas. So I don't know. But I would hate to call somebody a drug addict after 2 years. Yeah. Oh, I believe Marissa. I saw the text messages. I believe she was in contact with that family. I believe the text messages that I believe her too. I never doubted her. Didn't matter how I felt about her at the time. I never doubted her. But at some point, we've got to the truth. Can you see? Oh, I missed you. Molly says, if Sandra Rusek ever comes out and says she needs help with something, I will definitely be there. I believe that. And I understand why that you question Frankie. I get it, Molly. As the mother of a drug addict, or, well, he's clean today by the grace of God. I just wouldn't want someone screaming out, right? Why get into this kid's business? You know, I I agree, Wog. I mean, if you're out there and you're listening, Frankie, I can promise you that I have nothing but prayers and good wishes for you and your family. I hope people finally do leave you all alone. Um, if the fundraiser needs to be questioned or, maybe it needs to be overseen by somebody. Exactly. Frank doesn't want any of it to continue. But it just kind of bothered me to have somebody. He is asking for money, so it is to be expected. The truth, may I ask you why you have sympathy for the Watts family, not being rude at all? No, that's not a rude question at all, Mac. I'll tell you why I have sympathy for the Watts family. Because I believe in my heart of hearts that they absolutely did not want this to happen. Uh, they also lost their son, even though he deserves to be where he's at for the rest of his life. They too lost a son. They too lost two grandchildren and an unborn grandchild. So I've always had a little sympathy for the Watts family. And I really thought the Ruseks really showed uh, understanding and very much class during that because even they had sympathy for that family. So that's kind of why I feel like that, Mac. But you'll never hear their names come out of my mouth again. As a matter of fact, I don't know that you've ever heard their names come out of my mouth at all. Because after Molly put her situation to bed, I thought that would be the end of it. But obviously, but they trashed Shanann saying, okay, but Mike, here's the thing. When that interview took place with, I don't even remember her name, Mrs. Watts, when that interview took place, she didn't believe. She really didn't believe. She had not heard the evidence and she didn't believe. that her son did. She believed his original story. She believed mom Shanann hurt the girls, so I hurt Shanann. She believed that. That's her son. I mean, nobody wants to not believe that if that's your child. It's impossible to sue someone overseas. I had to educate Laura and Bobby about that when they tried to go after Clary T in Scotland. See, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I'm one of these people, if I don't donate to something, then I just don't feel like it's my business. And something didn't set well with me the way that Laura addressed it yesterday. You know, when you're screaming out, he's an active drug user and it's been 2 years, 2 years. No one knows if he's in recovery. I mean, what's it going to take? If he's scamming anybody, then it's going to come back to bite him in the ass. Yeah, I think everybody needs to. You can sue people in any country. The deal is you have to file charges in that country and pay all the extra cost. Okay, see, I don't know the law when it comes to suing people in different countries. You can sue someone overseas, just Google it. Okay. Well, I know that Frank Rusek does have an attorney, or he did have an attorney when he made the plea for everybody to please just let his family be. Do I know whether they agree with what Frankie's doing right now? I have no idea. I have no idea. But to attack, even if he's still using, it just didn't set well with me yesterday. I mean, Laura has the right to talk about anything she wants to, and she has the right to approach it any way she chooses. But it just didn't set well with me yesterday. Frankie may have lost it when yeah. I mean, I see him put videos up very rarely, but when he puts videos up, it's usually about Dieter or, a video in memory of his. But yesterday I heard that him and Shanann didn't get along, that he was only allowed to see the kids one time. Well, that can't be true because there's many of pictures with Frankie with the kids at different ages in different outfits. These are the kind of things I was hearing, and I was like, has all of this been researched? Has it's okay, Molly. He didn't even know them and stuff. Exactly. That's the kind of thing that I was hearing. The fundraiser, okay, people are going to question it. Anytime you do a fundraiser, people question it. I get it. But when I'm hearing her say, he's an active crack user, um, the last time they parted company, um, Shanann was mad at him. Well, I mean, they're brother and sister. That he only got to see the kids once. Um, well, we know that's not true because we've seen pictures of Frankie with the kids at different stages wearing different outfits. So, I mean, here we are, speaking on family dynamics. Sandra, yes, I do know that she is a very God-fearing woman. I've listened to her. By the way, he's not a worthless drug addict. There's no such thing as a worthless drug addict. We had tamales the day before yesterday. Tonight we're having chicken cutlets and ganache pesto. Do you think his parents know that he has an active fundraiser in the works? I don't know. I don't know. Um, he's a grown man. I don't think that his family could stop him. I believe if they do know about it and they know that it's a scam and that that he shouldn't receive any money because it could hurt him, you would think they would put the word out, you know. His whole family is on a channel currently. You mean like right now as we're speaking? There's always hope in any addiction. There is. It was just the things that I was hearing that I had never heard before. You know, I had never heard those things before. That Frankie didn't have a relationship with the kids, that Frankie didn't have a very good relationship with his sister. I had never heard those things before. You can go verify. Ooh, I missed it. Hold on. I'm looking for it. Exactly, Mac 11. I missed that comment. Something about you can go verify something. I don't know. Like I said, something just rubbed me the wrong way to hear worthless addict, um, Kelly the Advocate. That's the channel. Ooh, I'll have to check it out. But the truth, it was told to me that towards the end, their relationship was not that great, but early on, they were very close and, in fact, lived together. I knew he had lived with them. I knew he had lived with them. But would you want a YouTuber saying that he didn't even really know his nieces? Uh, and I don't know, guys. It just hit me the wrong way. You all can disagree with me. I mean, it's okay to disagree with me. There are tons of pics with his nieces, you know. I know she said lay off the meth. See, I don't. I see. I agree. The one and only Puss in Boots. You can't possibly know that family's dynamics right now, right today, 2 years later. 2 years later, unless you're in contact with that family, there would be no way to know what the family dynamics are. So, my husband's listening. He said he would love to see someone in this community to try to sue someone in Europe. Well, like I said, I don't know the law as far as that goes, but I don't think it's just free to go to Congress and ask to get a law pushed through. I mean, it has to go through lobbyists. It just hit me the wrong way, guys. If you don't agree with me, that's okay. But for somebody to, you can sue someone, well, take it up with Molly's husband, Ash, because I don't know the laws. I don't know the international laws like that. But to scream at somebody to lay off the meth and let his sister rest in peace, uh, maybe YouTubers should let them rest in peace. Maybe all YouTubers. The truth, sorry, but it happens all the time. That is why international bankers make bank. Please check the text I just sent you. Okay. Does True Helper want to come up on my panel? That's fine, Molly. But like I said, this isn't even about the legalities of of what's going on. It's the fact that after 2 years, we still, and armchair detective, I'm sorry, there there has to be a way to stop that. There has to be a way to stop that. Um, the man is deplorable. I mean, he's just deplorable. But then what I heard yesterday, I just thought Laura might show a little bit more sympathy towards this family. I really did. But okay, well, I sent that link for True Helper because obviously I'd rather have Kelly go up. Well, Kelly's not here, True Helper. I need you. I don't know. Like I said, everybody has the right to disagree with me, and everybody has the right to agree with Laura, but it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, you know. Hey, Lisa 54, Miss Lennon. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I think there was a way to I think there was a way to approach it. I understand, Molly, you don't want to say it here. I just think there was a way to approach it in a more tactful, uh, if you had to approach it, if it had to be discussed, which I never seen why it had to be discussed. But if you felt the need to discuss it, then I think it was only a quick discussion when Critical K. No, Laura did pretty much a whole live stream about it. The truth, do you see Kelly the Advocate? No, is she in here? Kelly the Advocate, raise your hand. Is that her name? Is Kelly the Advocate? Or does she go by something else? Oh, I see her. Okay, well, I'll drop the link again for Kelly or True Helper. Because I don't know the ins and outs. I just felt really yucky after what I heard yesterday. I did. I felt really yucky. Exactly, D-Rod. Okay, I gotta make sure Kelly the Advocate is Kelly the Advocate. Don't porn me, Kelly the Advocate. Okay. Welcome, Kelly.
Hi.
How are you?
Hello. I just got done working. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you.
Hello. This is my first time hearing of you and the channel. I'm a good
Well,
friend of True Helpers.
oh, okay, cool. We all love True
Hi,
Helper here.
guys.
So I
Hi.
take it you know more about this story than we do.
Which story? I know True Helper said, come jump on there. So I came on.
Well, the fundraiser that Frankie is doing is being questioned and not in such
Right.
nice ways.
Right.
People are saying, "Oh, you don't need money for an attorney because you can't sue anybody overseas." I mean, he's being accused of being an active drug user. I don't know
Right.
that for sure. I know
Right.
I do. I do know I trust the text that was sent to um, Molly Golightly 2 years ago, but I think it's kind of
Uh-huh.
hard to. I try to, it's hard to hold somebody responsible for something from 2 years ago. Hey, True Helper.
Well, hello.
True
Oh,
Um,
Helper.
look at that. Good timing. I was just going to do an intro. But here's Kelly the Advocate because she knows a whole lot more than I do. But before I step off, let me say that I think it's truly disgusting that Laura is doing what she's doing with little to no research, because had she taken a few extra seconds and done her due diligence, she would see that this is just not some scam. This is not something that's going on that it's just a, by the wayside kind of thing. This is actually a very genuine, deeply thought about movement that is happening right now. And I know there are skeptics out there, excuse me, and people have every reason to not believe it. But for some of the hateful and hurtful things that she says without doing her fact checking, it's disgusting. And no wonder why she sits on there. She sits up there on panel and wonders why people drag on her. It's just got to stop. It really does. Sorry, my wifey came home. The doggies are going nuts right now. But on that note, thank you for having me, and I am going to step down. But I appreciate the time that you've allowed me, Tracy, and it's been nice talking.
You too.
All right.
So Kelly, are you
Yes.
familiar? Are you familiar with what's going on with the?
Yes. Now,
Okay,
see, the thing is that I'm in communication with the Rusex, which, it's only for in regards to just keeping in communication, ensuring that they're okay, everybody's doing good. And he sent me the link and he says, this woman says not to donate because I'm a drug addict, and he is, of course, livid because being accused of something, especially by somebody whom apparently has a message from 2 years ago, and now they're spreading it as if it's gold, like she literally just had him pee on a stick and it's under her desk, you know and it's really disgusting because he has pulled himself together, got his work going. He's working 12 to 14 hours, sometimes even longer. He's exhausted. He comes home and cooks dinner. He spends time with his family as every time as he can because he says, that's all I have left. So now we've got somebody saying he's a drug addict. That's absolutely uncalled for.
who
And
was
why?
doxed me first? If somebody was doxed, then get rid of it. Um, yeah, I'm not cool about that either, Kelly. It was the whole approach to it, and if anybody saw that video that Frank did months ago, and you can still continue to talk about this family. I mean, it was
Right,
heartbreaking.
right,
All that man asked for
absolutely.
was to leave his family alone. What's
Right.
left of them? And then for someone to go on their panel and say, put the crack down, come on, you know,
It's infuriating, and you know, it, it's not it's not fair to treat anybody that way, but especially someone who's gone through hell the past 2 years. We know what they've gone through. So why is that a question if somebody is saying, "Hey, he's asking please stop. Just please." There are millions of people in the world. Why him? Why say that? Why put his, link his PayPal or GoFundMe out on blast and say, oh no, don't donate to him. He's a drug addict.
right.
Well, who is she to say that?
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. Do you look into every crime that has a fundraiser to help the families? There's so many fundraisers out there for crime victims. Is
Right.
every one of them looked into and made sure they're legit? Or do people just continue to use this because it was so high profile? Hey, Colorado lover, because it was so high profile that they know by saying that name, they're going to get views.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so high profile. There's a lot of, oh my gosh, it couldn't have just been him, because he seemed like the perfect husband, the perfect father. And we get it. I get it, but unfortunately, he did what he did and he's behind bars, and that's where we're at. Right.
Right.
And so now to say, hey, the family that has been reeling from this devastation, they're now, of course, being horrifically harassed, slandered. I mean, you witness it right there where, oh, don't donate to that. Well, that's just a little pick of the pickle, like just a little sliver of the pickle of what is happening to him and them all together, not just Frankie, the
Right.
family. Mm-hmm. No matter what they do, they get criticized. He can't
Yeah.
even, he said,
I
I'm afraid to go to the doctor because I don't want people to think something's wrong with me. And, so now they're afraid to even, that's ridiculous.
I totally agree, Kelly. I really do. It just struck me the wrong way. I thought about it all night, and I thought, you know what? Just to blurt something like that out, without, there's a lot of people that could have been using drugs 2 years ago and I'm not saying that he was. I'm saying that I did see somebody that was in contact with the family and that his mother was afraid of him getting a bunch of money for whatever reason. But I just think it's
Probably because he's young too. I think my mom would have been like, don't give Kelly any money, at that age. I'm just saying, it's 2 years of trauma, 2 years of drama, trauma and drama.
I
2
agree.
years of slander and just it's like hate. But why? Why is there so much hate against them? That's a good question, you know? That's what I would
Hang,
like to know.
hang on, I've got to address my chat. Miss Michelle, are you doxing someone in here? Because that'll get you the boot quicker than, because I don't go for that. If somebody sees Miss Michelle doxing, then deal with it, take care of it, delete it, do whatever. I can't keep up with the chat. But I definitely agree with you, Kelly. I agree. After 2 years, it's pretty much time for everybody to just take their nose, just take their nose out of the Rusex business and let them be. Let them be. Don't go on panels accusing, this family member of that, this family member of that. Just let them deal with their own family dynamics and what's left of it. You know, it just
Right.
struck me the wrong way. Like I said, there's a lot of things bugging me today, and that was one of them. So I thought I would discuss it. I've never discussed the Watts case because
Mm-mm.
I felt like, okay, he did it. He's behind bars. He'll never see the light of day again. And it's
Right.
over with. And it's time to let people heal,
Right.
So, Lolly, no. I'm
And
going to have to probably take my dog out the potty.
I appreciate you talking about this and bringing awareness to others that this is not a very good thing. It
No, I
really
don't
is
think it's
not a
very good.
good thing. It's disgusting. It's a lies. It's literal lies. And it's just hurtful. Nobody is going to be able to be healed, I think, ever. Even grieving someone 20 years later, something could come up. Can you imagine? They haven't even been able to grieve, really. It's just been torment. And
It seems like the scab keeps getting picked. It seems like every time, and I don't listen to Armchair Detective because,
mhm.
well, to be honest, I think he said some horrible things about Shanann, and I just don't like that.
Mhm.
But it's time. I just feel like every time this family starts to catch a small break, then somebody rips the scab off again.
Yes.
Lolly, stop. All right, I'm going to have to take my dog out. Would anybody like to come up and keep Kelly the advocate uh, uh, company while I take my dog out? Please, someone, someone who's interested in this case. I never really got into it. I know it was all over the national news, but I
Right.
felt like, oh, there we go. I felt like, okay, it's not a no-brainer. You know, it's not this big mystery. It's he did it. He admitted to it. It was over for me. But
Right.
True Helper, thank you for coming up. Now I got to take my dog out, so I'm gonna mute, and you guys continue to talk.
Sure.
Wonderful.
Have at it. Well, hey, Miss Kelly, it's been a long time.
True helper.
I just had to say, and I only got a few minutes here, but I just had to come back in and say that you are far too humble, Missy. You really, really are. For all the work and the nonstop dedication that you have committed to a cause it's not even of your own. You came out of nowhere and picked up the mantle on something that everybody else thought was either a scam or was, gone and never to be heard from again. People made fun of many other channels that even attempted at doing something like what you and channel, and mind you, everybody, she also has a whole team of people behind her that's helping her, which they also are just absolutely fabulous. But I
That's
can't express it
great.
enough. And I mean this from the heart. And it's not just because you're a friend of mine and have gotten to know you over these past months now, but I know genuine, humble, and kind-hearted people when I meet them, and you definitely are one. You know,
Thank you.
mind you,
You too.
everybody in chat and who may listen to this later on, Kelly's the type of person where we had issues and still have issues with people like AD and good old Dr. B and a bunch of those other types.
Hmm.
And yet Kelly has such an open heart. She actually had this Dr. B and another guy that was from AD's channel come up on her panel, had a very civilized conversation, and then by the end of it was actually showing them all kinds of respect and love. And then a bunch of people that were on her channel turned around and dropped so much hate, and even still today she's getting dragged through the mud, doxed at every turn that you could possibly imagine. It's disgusting. But I just, every time I think about what you've gotten yourself involved in, Kelly, it just, you truly fascinate me. And I can't express enough how much, and I'm pretty sure I can speak on behalf of the Ruseks when I say that you are a godsend. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Oh my God, no. Oh my God, no.
And
I'm
you're going
just
to
a
take that compliment.
person.
You stop it. You take that compliment.
I'm
You.
just a person. I thank you. You too. You know, it's amazing how many people that are amazing, wonderful, nice, loving people that you can meet through YouTube, and then some you can meet some evil people. So
Oh, yes.
it's gone up and down. But majority are just really, really nice people. I started not focused on this whatsoever. I started to just help people get out of abusive relationships. That was my main goal.
I remember. And that's what brought me
And
to you.
thank you. But yeah, and I just wanted to help educate people to know like what kind of people am I dealing with, things like that. And then I started to see really, really bad behavior, which was what, a couple months ago.
Hmm.
And it was really bad. And they were attacking the Ruziks to a point where I was like, I can't just sit by and let that happen, because what am I here for then? Do I just continue on my channel and be like, la, 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 everything's fine? Or do I address it? So I addressed it. And that's when, of course, other types of attention comes at me. And that was fine. I was totally, I expected it. And then it just seems that there are some more and more and more people that come out. I've been doxxed already.
Hmm.
I've been told, I mean, I've been emailed so many nasty things. I've already had people, hack into my YouTube, hack into my emails. It's like, what the heck? you
Yes, they
know,
have.
and I don't have anything to hide. So that's not necessarily an issue. It's not like, hey, what are you hiding? What are you hiding? No, I'm not hiding anything. It's just, I just started this channel to help people, for crying out loud. Now I'm getting doxxed. Now I'm getting threatened. And, it's like, come on, really? I mean,
Welcome
it's
to the
like a big
neighborhood.
high school. Yes. It's like a big high school.
And I believe I'm sorry to cut you off there, Cal, but
No.
I believe this is your first time here on the Truth Channel, right?
Yes, I've never
Oh,
I've never
I'm
even
so
heard of the
glad.
truth. And
I
I
couldn't
love her
text.
already.
I couldn't text you fast enough when I heard she was talking about it. Like, oh gosh. I mean, I knew I could go up, but I didn't figure you to be available because you're always so busy. So, but yeah, I gave it a shot. And thank you so much, Tawanda. Big shout out, Tawanda. Much love for I
Yeah.
tell you, Tawanda is like the go-to for everything. You need to get in contact with somebody, she's there. You need anything, she's there. You need some beef jerky, even, she's there.
Yeah, I'm going to give some of that away in my Patreon. Some real beef jerky.
Oh, you're trying to
Ah,
entice me, aren't you?
I
Oh, I
am.
love beef jerky. Yummy.
But yeah, like I said, something just struck me really. I just felt yucky after that. And this is, like I said, this is not a bash Laura stream. We all know me and Laura's had our problems. But I
Mhm.
just felt yucky after that stream yesterday. I did. I just felt yucky. Um, I've felt yucky over a lot of things when it comes to that family. I've tried to keep my mouth shut. I don't want to add anything extra to them. Um, I've always just wished them peace, but I don't know how they're ever going to get peace if things like yesterday went on. I don't know how that's going to happen.
And hence, this is where the Shenan's law that's why we're creating this law. This is what we want to do. We found and it's not about intruding on freedom of speech. It's not about that. We're not trying to intrude on anything such as that. What we want to do is we want to draw a line here. It's kind of like, hey, I know that person's name and date of birth, but do I need to know their medical history? No. Do I need to know their social? No. So there's got to be a line here drawn. Does
I
that make
agree.
sense? So it's like,
Oh,
if someone's in a case, like, you're a witness, and you saw a crime
hey,
happen, you're a
Winky.
witness, the record, the deposition, everything gets all released and leaked, your personal information, everybody now knows when you were born, like, come on. that's
Well,
that's not
to,
good.
to me, it's like an appendage to the Son and Sam law. You know,
Yes.
where the actual perpetrator can't make money off of his crime, him or her, either their crime. So why should other people make money? You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
not about freedom of speech, but it's about people actually making money off someone else's heartache. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I
Well,
don't know.
the main focus, the problem with this is that it's not about talking about, oh, this case and Chris Watts. Wow, what a jerk. And NK, yeah, she was a mistress. Why'd she do that?
Yoshi.
That's not good. And then people are okay. Now they've what has happened is she's been turned and flipped into a child murderer. She wasn't even suspected in the eyes of the law. Now, if there's a legitimate concern, why hasn't that been brought up to the CBI, the FBI? Why is it being taken to YouTube and continuously over 2 years? We're not talking about a couple months. We're talking about 2 years of repeatedly saying, I've got new information, and NK was a witch and she did this and that. She's cast a spell, and now no one can see it but me. I can see the truth. So it's like, come on now. So this law, in a way, will protect NK as well. And I know a lot of people, some people have a problem with that, are like, what? How dare you? How dare you protect her? Because she's a mistress, not a murderer.
Exactly. And I've always said that. You know,
Yeah.
she, what she did was adultery. Sadly, that's not really against the law. You know,
Right.
she wasn't married.
Nope.
Uh, what she did was in poor moral standing. But if
Mhm.
we all had to sit in front of a moral court, we might all be behind bars at some point. So,
Right. I'm sure every single person, not every single person, I'm sure there's some people who are like, what? But the majority of the people, if you pull this all apart, you would find some things that are not so good to put in the light, to cast light on. So why would you want to
Absolutely.
pull somebody's life apart when she wasn't even a suspect? And I'm going to tell you, there are many people. I watch a lot of true crime channels and shows. And when they even say, oh, well, it's possible so and so did this, the police did suspect him. But you don't see a big outcry and a public hanging. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. This is crazy.
100% correct. And I think that's one of the other things that really brought my attention to a lot of this was when I heard the channels that were sitting there trying to throw likenesses of NK out there and even
Right.
trying to post MapQuest locations and all that. And I'm like, you're going to get some innocent gal or her family hurt or possibly even murdered because you couldn't shut your trap long enough to do your due diligence and get your facts right. It was astonishing. And I think many
Well,
remembered me.
he's posted. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but
No,
I
go
just
Slushy,
ahead,
want to
Gal.
I want
Slushy
to tag this
Unicorn,
in.
thank you for the super chat. But they also want to know,
Whoop, whoop.
panel guests have info on Frankie Scott's REL's accusations, talking about Laura's. Well, he did go under her video and he did pretty much rip her a new ass.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm sure. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure.
I mean,
He's
Kelly,
furious. I mean, he's working hard. He's trying to he needs help. Where if I could pay for it myself, I would do it myself and not even bother anyone then. Because I see what's happening and it seems like not a lot of people give a shit. Care. Really care. Sorry.
Hi, Trace. Hi, Trace.
hey, Tawanda.
Hi,
Hi,
Tawanda.
hi, Kelly, the advocate, a
I
true
love that
helper.
movie, by the way.
Thank you. And
It was the best.
yeah. I, I had to run out of work. I was like, true helper knows all about this, and Tracy's gonna get ripped a new one because I knew you knew, and so I'm texting True Helper going, oh my God, oh my God. But I don't tell anybody that I know anything about anything, and so thank you guys for when Tracy last night, I'm not kidding you, when Tracy gets mad, she kind of goes high and right. I mean, she was mad last night because I think the fact, she has a son who he's in addiction. He's good a lot of days and he's not good a few days, you know? And how dare anybody put down somebody who's trying to help their family? I think that this is what it's mainly about.
Exactly.
I think this is mainly what this is about. And, if Frankie is trying to help his family and this is healing his heart, we all need to stand by him trying to help his family. And
Absolutely.
Thank
and
you so much for saying that, Tawanda, because
and if
it's
this
hurt. It hurts to see the amount of hate that we're seeing.
I know.
And hey, I guess if we're going by the standard of people being addicts, that means or equates that they're scumbags. Well, then I guess I've been a scumbag for over 20 years. But, that's just, it is what it is. I mean, yes, I've been recovered and I've been a sponsor for over 20 years as well.
Well,
But
I've known a lot of
foremost, I
scumbags
am
in
a
my
sponsor.
life, Ben. I've known a lot of scumbags, and a lot of those scumbags now are helping a lot of future scumbags.
Yeah,
Right.
true.
We
Well,
all
I know
Hey,
scumbags that
Kayla.
don't do drugs. So
Mhm.
there you
Amen to
go.
that.
but if you don't know somebody is a drug addict, You don't call him a drug addict. It's none of your business. You don't do it for views. You don't do it for so somebody can donate to your channel because they're bringing shit out. If you want to do something, you help the family get this law passed for Shanann.
Yes.
If you
For
stand by,
everybody.
yes, and if you stand by it, you know, you don't take and you don't beat somebody down over it.
Exactly. And what do they
So
care anyway? What do they care? Why? What's their angle for wanting to stop us from doing this? Oh, well, you're taking away our freedom of speech. Really?
okay, so
Really?
what I really wanted you, because Tracy was talking about this and she had people hammering her in chat, and Kelly, you weren't there, I don't think. You know, does his mom and dad know about this fundraiser? Do they know about it? No, he's only
Yes.
doing it for drug money.
Yes,
This
and
is
if I
what they.
may, I'm sorry about that, Tawana. I was just going
No,
to say
that's
real
fine,
quick,
honey.
not to name drop or anything like that, but not only do the parents know about what Frankie's been doing, but they also have been in Kelly the Advocate's live stream chats, and the whole family has been there. So to sit there and throw baseless accusations out there is just morally reprehensible as far as I'm concerned, especially when you're linking it to the fact of trying to use the trigger words like, oh, he's an addict and it's a scam. And I just want to cut the crap.
Okay, I just wanted you guys to, let everybody know that the family knows about this. They know everything. They stand behind Frankie on it. And anybody who does any of these shows, please don't watch them. Please don't do it. Please don't even listen to it. Don't
Hey,
listen to this crap.
hi, Tawanda. It's Dana. Hey, everybody.
Hi,
Hey,
Dana.
Hey, Dan.
hi,
Cute
guys.
picture.
Thank you. That was me doing one of my lives or videos. So it's
Oh,
just
you're
like,
adorable.
well, not today, but thank you. But because I just got my hair, like I finally got my hair done, like finally. And I said, you know what, make it a little darker. I'm getting older and let's
Dana,
just try.
this isn't about your hair right now, honey.
Oh my God,
I
it's
know,
about the
sorry.
fucking hair. Oh my God. All right. Well,
Get
anyway,
to the
I got
point. Get to the point. I'm sorry. I gotta keep Dana leveled out. She can piss people
all
off
right,
too.
well, not stop.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just
Hey,
trying to tell you an interesting story about my
I
bad
know.
hairdo.
No,
Okay,
I don't
That's
want to
my
hear it.
fault.
Nobody else wants to hear it. Dana,
okay, I'm just.
I was abandoned with you on a panel one time. That was enough.
Oh
So
my
get to
gosh, that was
yes,
on
Oh,
Tracy's
I'm
yes,
panel.
yes,
She
it
sorry.
left the
was.
party,
So
and it was just you and me.
so
All right. So
okay.
real
Let's
quickly,
get to the
hi
point.
Kelly. Oh
Let's
shush! I have no more monitoring. I'm trying to say something good here. All right. So
okay.
Tracy, hi. Thanks for having me up. Kelly, I just bumped into you. I don't know you, but I love what you stand for. I've been
Thank you.
in on this crime, this horrible crime, since this really my invitation into to all things YouTube, and everybody I've met here was because of the crime. And I'm heartbroken that these people, this family, the Rucheks, are treated in any way other than with compassion or with love and with open arms, and that any one person can trash the people who've been hurting the most in the world. We can't even understand their pain unless any of us have been in their shoes, and I'm thinking most of us haven't. Um, we can't relate, and I think it's our obligation to be only loving, and to call out Frankie for drug addiction, if that's true or it isn't true. It's none of our business, and it's somebody who's using drugs. I was married to somebody who used drugs for many years, and it was very
Oh,
harmful to
yeah.
my marriage. I loved the man. I hated his addiction, but people struggle, and they seek out, all of us, sometimes healthy endeavors, healthy outlets to be okay with life struggles. And sometimes we as humans take a wrong turn and say, hey, this will work. I know in the end it's going to really hurt me, but for now I'm going to do this. And who are we to judge anybody who's trying to end pain, even if we know and they know that it's a dead end? But we need to still be compassionate always to everybody, in that family and everybody who's suffering, because there but for the grace of God go I and all of us.
Well said.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was beautiful.
Well said.
And I just want to say though, it's not just the Rusex. I would do it for anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody
Yes.
in chat, anybody here on the panel, and that's what Shanann's Law is for. And I think a lot of people are like, well, why does it have to be named after her? Because her name and her family has been drug
Yep.
through the disgusting mud. We're not talking about just
Yes.
regular mud. We're talking about they claim she murdered the children. She's
Oh,
the one who
it's
did this and that. And she was the poisoner. She was the abuser. I heard so many things and I have never been infuriated in my life. I've never heard such ridiculous BS in my life. And then to have the actual murderer say, "Yep, I did it. She did not do it. Please leave her alone. I love her. She was a good person." Nope, that it just goes whoop right over everybody's head.
Well, and I think putting the addiction to the side because no one has any actual proof of that. But I think Shanann's Law would help so many people
Yes.
if you want to do something instead of sitting on a panel and continuously to bash this family, maybe Kelly, True Helper, can maybe we can all go to Kelly's channel, sub up, and find out what exactly
Mm.
we can do to get Shanann's Law passed. Because I don't think there's any family that deserves to be put through what this family has gone through.
Absolutely. And that's their focus. Even though we were putting it under Shanann's name, it's only because this has kind of created an escalation of we have a situation here that could turn very deadly, because not only has some people put a target on NK's back the size
oh,
of Texas, they also, this person, and I'm not going to say the name, but the creator has also put a target on an innocent person's back who looks similar to NK. So not only is NK in danger, anybody who's affiliated with NK is in danger, because just so you know, people are like, oh, I'll slit their throats too.
mm,
You know what I mean? That's crazy. So because someone knows NK, they're going to get killed?
right.
Because some crazy person on YouTube is telling everybody that she's a murderer. You know what I mean? This is
Yeah.
crazy. I could go on and on. I'm
It's
not
so
yelling.
dangerous. It's so sloppy of
Very.
people to just kind of go, hey, how about this? I'm going to say something really, that could cause the death of another person, and they're just going to say it. So based on nothingness, and here we are. It's worrisome. It's very sad.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
like I said, I've never spoken on this because I felt like there was so many people. I mean, this was such a large case. I mean, it was international every day
oh yeah.
for months. Every time I turned on the TV, it was about the Watts case.
Yeah.
Um, so I've never spoken on it because I felt like, when do these people get a break? You know,
And
Well,
you
that's
just
Gaslit.
very
brought
It was an
admirable of
accident.
you.
It was an
No,
accident,
it's
Gaslit.
important. I'm actually the truth. I just want to say, and I'm going to speak on behalf of the Rusiks in this, moment, that we truly appreciate you talking about this right now, because a lot of people need to be aware of what's happening. It's not even just on this case in particular. There are new cases now as we speak that other families are being torn apart, like their personal lives. We're talking about a mother who is grieving a son that was murdered, but yet her personal life is being pulled apart. Why?
Right.
Why?
true that.
Kelly, you know what? I I started my venture into true crime when Jessica Chambers got murdered. And I was horrible to her mother.
Oh,
I even think about it and I cry my eyes out. How horrible. And that's not me. I'm not a bad person. I was
No,
bad
you're
to
not.
her, Mom. I was,
Ellie
you know,
Gray says, Ellie Gray says people shouldn't be bullied for talking about it. I
Right.
agree.
I
It's
agree
going to get
too.
talked about.
I know.
Tawanda, for as much as I've seen you around on YouTube and on so many other channels, you have always been an angel.
I
You have
I
helped
know,
for as
but
long as I
you
can remember.
know,
And of course,
I
we
know,
didn't
but back
say
then
you
I
were a
thought
whistleblower, but
I thought I had big balls, and I was going to solve this murder, and I looked into all this stuff, and I didn't look into this woman who was fragile and kind and beautiful. And to
well,
this day, me and Jessica Chambers' mom I love her dearly. And, Tracy's going to cover the case, thank God, because it's coming up again. I just want everybody to think whenever you first hear of a case, don't don't beat up on somebody just because you think that they're awful. Stop
yeah.
and look into everything before you do it.
You
Right.
are absolutely correct. And that's part of what the problem is in our country right now. So many people are pulling the SJW flag over events that they're just getting little snippets and edited clips on, the tubes or Instagrams or Facebooks or whatever, and they're going out and rioting, not being armed with the truth. So I totally agree that that definitely is relevant to people who suffer such losses. The others just you see it from afar and they think that they have the moral high ground for some reason or think they know it all, and then they start throwing comments at family
I
members.
know, and this is a thing about YouTube, is one person says it gets carried on, carried on, carried on, and then you never find out the truth. It used to be like that, with Facebook, and then it carried on now over to YouTube.
Thank you, Colorado lover.
And so you just need to stop and really find out who it is. What if you want to do your digging and finding out and whatever you need to do, but don't go attack somebody. Don't
No.
go dig into
Well,
their lives.
it's
If you
it's okay to do your research and it's okay to
Yeah.
discuss the
Absolutely.
case.
Well, we're
But when you're
true
Absolutely.
crime. We come from a true crime community, so there's something obvious that we all have in common, that we're interested in, like what happened, what kind of
Right.
person was this? So that's natural. But then to be, um, hurtful and attacking and ruining somebody's reputation, like NK, that's when we've gone over into the dark side, and that's just
Right.
and I think we all need to kind of call that out. I'm not about attacking anybody, but if somebody's being, you know, unright, it's not okay to go after her. What she did was, it's none of our business. But she's not a murderer. There's one
She was
murderer
not a
in
murderer.
in this story.
If
Just
she
one
had
bad
said,
guy. Yeah.
Chris, want murder your family, then yes, she's a
Right.
murderer,
Right. Then we'd
But
have
she
something
did
to, yeah.
none of that. I mean, we don't have that. Obviously the police, the FBI, everybody has excluded her from the investigation. They said she did not have anything to do with it. They uh, or District O'Rourke, he's the one who actually spoke with the Ruziks himself. And they said, please tell us, did this woman have anything to do with taking our family? Because they were ready. They were ready to go. They were like, yep, put her behind, and
Of course. And it would
they
make,
said
wouldn't it
no.
be, we would, I mean, everybody would be like, okay, we have somebody else who's involved. That didn't
Right.
happen. By the way, Remy, she's innocent until proven guilty. Nobody has to prove her. Sorry.
But that's just
My
it.
daughter's
She's
phone.
been proven not to have any part of this crime.
And and so we need to leave her be. And if her safety's at risk, my goodness gracious,
Hers
it's gone
and
too
other
far.
innocent people. And we're talking about people indirectly that know her, or somebody who doesn't even know her at all, just happens to look like her.
Oh
Because there is a
gosh.
woman right now that some creator had released this woman's name. He said, "Oh, that's her new name, that she's under protection." So he doxed a stranger,
Oh gosh.
a complete innocent woman. He doxed. This has got to stop.
Yes.
No, we don't care if you talk about the case. Trust me. If you want to pull that case apart, pull it
I know, if
apart.
you want to say she's the biggest hoe that walked in downtown, whatever, but you
Yep.
don't put her address out there.
Exactly.
No.
You could
Well,
put
by
your
the
No.
way, and I mean, I know what you mean, Tawanda, but I think even that's risky because look, I
Yeah.
mean, what she did was wrong, but who hasn't done
I
some
know, but
wrong,
it's
you know?
your opinion. It's your opinion,
Exactly.
and you're talking about a case. People have
Hmm.
got to quit taking crap. Real
Yeah.
life. Trust
Yeah.
me.
And
Trust
that,
me.
Yeah.
I
I
have
think,
had my real life touched. I
Hey,
have
Marky
had my
Fools.
real life touched.
I
And
think
it's
that,
not fun.
sorry.
It's
Well, I
not
think
fun.
people forget that behind all of this, Caslin wants to know what the law is going to
That was actually
include.
what I was going to say. That segues nicely into different parts of what Shannon's law is going to be all about. It's going to cover things such as doxing, online bullying, and so many other areas that
Slander,
involve, yes, libel.
threats.
Yep.
See,
Good.
here's the thing.
Oh my
If
God, I'm going to be the 100% supporter behind it.
And
Give
we will be
me
starting
a
a petition. Just
good.
saying, because yes, it's part of the process of getting this thing started, obviously. But
yeah, it's one thing to we're going to separate this freedom of speech crap because you're going to hear that a lot. And I'm sorry, a lot of people say that I'm a little I'm aggressive, I'm feisty. Let's put it that way.
Oh,
I
I
am.
can't relate at all, Kelly. I have no idea what that's like. Go on.
But I will call people out on everything. That's just always been me. And I'm very loving. I do love people and I try to be respectful. If somebody is a bully, I'm a that bully's bully. Let's put it that
Oh
way.
my
So a lot
gosh,
of
I've
people
met
do.
my kindred soul. Me too. That's exactly what I do. Yeah.
I'm tough and I can fight. And that's why I have no problem doing that and being tough. So some people do take me wrong if they don't know me all the way. If they just see parts of me and they're like, oh my God, she's yelling again. Well, yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
yelling
gosh,
because
you guys, does this sound familiar? Sorry, Kelly. Keep that, but like
No,
seriously, that's my reputation.
Dana, you get to be a pain in the butt. You got to admit it. Come on. Please. Please.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm going to be a pain in the butt
Okay.
sometimes, especially if
I
I
know.
mean, yeah. But no,
I
I'm
know, but
totally good. I want Kelly to keep talking, but I've never heard another person say what she's saying because it's what I say like all the
I,
time, and
I
it's
know,
really
but
nice to.
you come across the wrong way. I want you
Tawanda,
to
I'm
listen.
not gonna. I am
I
listening, but I want you to not
Dana, I
stop.
want you to listen to how Kelly presents it.
Oh, Tawanda,
Please.
cool it.
Now fight
Stop.
me.
It's not cute.
Please.
You
Not
fight me.
not fun.
Please.
Don't make me
Please.
put
Tawanda,
y'all.
I think you're adorable, but I don't appreciate that. So
Don't make
anyway,
me
go
put y'all
on.
in fear.
No,
Okay,
honey, just listen to her.
we're not going to
I
argue.
literally am listening to her, but you're interrupt. I'm saying some good. Okay, I'm done. Sorry. Keep going, Kelly.
And
You were great.
I'm
no, that's
sorry, I
okay.
don't mean to cut you off real quick, but I do have to run. But let me just say real quick that I am so grateful for each and every single person that's here now or whomever may listen to this in the future. It is so vital, necessary, and important that we help spread and share the word and that we do rise above some of these events where people will sit there and do all this and commit the slander and libel and just talk crap about something they know nothing about. The
Right.
best way, obviously, we catch more, what did they say? Catch more bees with honey. And I think that's just by being proactive and having panels like this is really
Mm-hmm.
going to drive the point home and be able to uh, fill in the blanks for a lot of people. Because I know I've actually had a bunch of questions. I know Kelly's probably had to have thousands about what Shannon's law is all about. But I guarantee you, it's going to be a movement. And as I was starting to say earlier, there will be a petition process, just to show the
Yes.
congressional people that we have the support necessary to proceed so they can bring it, and sponsor to become sponsors to it. And then it goes
Correct.
from there, it becomes a bill. They propose it. And, God willing, it'll end up into federal law. So, I mean, we can only just keep our fingers crossed and just, stay
Yes,
the course. But I do
TCK.
have to
Yes, me
go,
too.
and I greatly appreciate all of you.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so
True
very much.
Helper.
And Tawanda, thank you for making this happen. Tracy, thank you for having me up. Kelly, thank God you were free. And Dana, as always, it was a
Thank
pleasure to see you,
God.
love.
It was a
Thank
And
you,
you all have
pleasure
a
True
to see you
blessed
too,
night.
Helper.
True
Thanks,
Helper.
Thank you.
True.
Thank you, True Helper. I just want people to remember that behind every crime like this is a family,
Yes,
Right.
loved ones
Right.
that
that's right.
don't deserve to be tormented.
Correct.
Um, the crime alone is torment enough. I can't wrap my mind around what that family, and I'm sorry, but both families, whether you agree with me
Absolutely.
or not,
No,
both
I
families.
agree. I agree. The only problem why Watts has not been mentioned, okay, and I will address this, and this is coming from me only. I'm not representing anybody else. Um, the Watts haven't been very nice towards
No,
Shanann and the victims. And I mean, of course, they lost their grandchildren. And of course, their son is behind bars. And yes, okay, we feel sorry for them to lose grandchildren. And of course, I feel for the fact that, okay, they have a son that they thought they knew, and is now in prison. I mean, can you imagine that? Having a child to do something as sinister as this?
hey, Wicked.
So of course we want to be very, you want to be compassionate in that respect, but then to have somebody be so disrespectful about the victim herself, the mother, the wonderful mother, and the wife of your son, who just loved your son so much, that kind of
Hmm.
thing. So if it depends on your behavior. If you can't behave and you can't be part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. It's two sides. That's it. There's no middle. There's no in between. Are the Watts going to be included in the doxing and the Shenan's law? Absolutely. But they are also going to be held responsible and accountable if they do in turn what the Shenan's law is supposed to cover.
Right. So, Kelly, people can go to your channel and learn more about this, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I
Okay.
subbed. Everybody subbed to Kelly. I think that sounds
Oh
like
my
a great,
gosh.
yeah,
The
wonderful.
girls,
Thank
the
you.
girls have been dropping her link.
Oh,
And
it's so
Good.
nice.
Terrific.
Kelly,
Thank
I
you.
thank you for that. And
If you
what pe
if you
what
want
pe
to know more specifics about Shenan's law, go to Kelly's channel. She's in touch with the family. She did make it clear that the family is aware of the fundraiser. I know
Yes.
a lot
Good.
of people wanted to say, no way would his, family allow this because he's this, he's that. Um, Kelly stays in touch with the family, right? Is that what you said, Kelly?
Yes. Oh yeah.
And
Weekly. If
they are
mhm.
fully aware what Frankie is doing.
Mhm.
I'm guessing they're behind him 110%. The thing about Frankie is he doesn't mind being out there, and maybe Frank and his wife doesn't like to be in the spotlight.
They do
So
not
maybe
want to be in the spotlight. And
right,
and and honestly, when Frankie said, "Hey, this let's do this together," they don't want that. They don't want the hate. They already knew there's going to be so much hate because and
Mm,
and it's painful. They
mm.
can't even say, "Yeah, son, let's be supportive all the way," because they are like, "Well, we already know what's going to happen. We already know we're going to be trashed and dragged through the mud for
What a
this."
cruel world this can be. It's what a cruel world this can be. This poor family has been devastated, and it's continuing. It doesn't stop. Yep, they're having grief, and they're having people treat them so badly. It's unfathomable to me.
It is. And imagine losing people that you love so dearly. And I'm a new grandma. And I
Oh,
I kid you not, I love this baby so much that I
oh,
threatened my son. I said, if you touch one hair on your wife or your child's head, I will be the last person you see.
yeah.
And he said, "I know, Mom, I know," because he knows all about this case. And I told him it's devastating. And I love my grandchild. I don't know what I would do, but I'll tell you something. If this, God forbid, happened, and people were talking bad about my daughter-in-law or my son, my grandson, or oh my gosh, you can't even imagine. I would be, you know, God only knows. I would go crazy.
Yeah.
So and I just can't
And we'd
imagine.
back you up on it, even though I'm not a grandmother yet, although I'm looking forward to it. But yeah,
Oh my God, it's the best in the world.
I've heard.
It's the best.
It's
guys,
the
I
best.
really I really, really do appreciate you all coming up here, and I really am curious to hear more about Shanann's Law. Um, okay, Jordan, we get the picture. You gotta go. Um, I'm really curious to hear more about the law. I do believe that victims of crimes should have some rights um, to some kind of normalcy.
Privacy.
Yes, yes. I think it's fine to discuss a case. This is a true crime community, but
Absolutely.
I believe digging in and contacting family and friends
It's
and
horrible.
high
It's
school,
horrible.
people that went to high
Everybody's phone
school with
number
them
was released.
and
I know. I know, but everybody's phone number is released.
Mm.
In that literally, I think
Right.
it was what,
I
about
seen it.
50 to
Yeah.
100 people, and they probably all had to change their number. Even the young lady that was the babysitter,
I know.
she's a
Mhm.
minor, and her
I know.
number was all
I
over.
know. They didn't when everything was released, they missed a lot of redactions that should have been done,
Mhm.
especially when it comes to social media, because they will dig in, they will hurt, they will go, they will do, it's one thing. It's one thing to dig in. It's one thing to, try to find out about the case, but it is another thing to contact somebody. It really is.
It
Allie and
is.
Christina, you all have made it clear that you don't agree with Shanann's Law, and that's fine. That you don't agree with it, that you feel like it's taken away your constitutional rights to free speech. Um,
No, there's
so
a difference between free speech and lies and slander and threats and bullying and harassment. And we could go on and on and
And free
on.
speech has always been limited. You can't go into movie
Stalking.
theater. Can't go into movie
Stalking
theater and
is
call
another
fire.
thing.
Yeah, stalking.
Everybody
Yeah.
needs to remember this. Stalking is 100% against the law.
I got to ask these people, though, how would they feel? How would they feel if somebody got up and said, "Oh, this is Christina's address. This
no,
is her
Allie,
phone number. Give her a call if you don't believe in whatever."
Right.
They need to stop and think about how many people watch on social media and how many
dog, shut
people.
up, or you're getting an ass whooping when I see you. No, Allie, no, it's not just pro. You're more than welcome to express your opinion, but I also feel like that if you don't agree with Shanann's Law, then just don't participate in it.
Right. You
Christina,
don't
then
have
go fight
to.
it. Then go fight it.
Right.
Whenever it goes, then go fight it. You go
Be
up,
be the be the fighters, the protesters against supporting victims' families'
you
privacy.
know
Go right ahead.
what, Allie Gray? I did talk bad about a victim's family. And you know what I did? I did a lot of digging and a lot of research. And I found out what a really good mom she was. And I found somebody on social media who knew the mom. And I said, please tell her I'm very sorry. Please tell her I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything I did. It's what I said. You can't, and that was the first case that I ever went to. And that lady is still my friend to this day. And I absolutely adore her and I pray for her every day.
Well, guys, I've
Sorry.
got a roast.
Christina, no one's using feelings to make laws. I think Christina, you really need to go back to school. I'm not trying to be rude, but we're talking about a legitimate legal thing. If you guys, I want to mention this though before, I don't mean to cut you off, the truth. I
No,
just
you're
want to
good.
mention that in 2009, there was a bill that was tabled, and it's a cyberbullying law. And it's very, very similar, just like you said with the Son of Sam. It's really what we want to do is piggyback off of that law that was
Yes.
tabled, and to bring forth. So if a lot of people want to kind of get an idea of what Shanann's Law will be starting from, it will be a spin-off in a way of the 2009 tabled cyberbullying law that was tabled only. I don't know what the reason is at this moment, but it's it was done in 2009. We are way ahead of times now,
Mm-hmm.
and we've got a lot more that we can add and take away, things like that.
Well, Kelly, I'm going to follow this, and I thank
Me
you.
too.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
Thank
gonna
you.
go
Yeah,
you.
thank
over
you
and
very much, Kelly.
Thank
Thank you for letting
you.
me on.
I can't
Thank
wait
you,
to
Tracy.
sub. I'm gonna sub
you're
I'm
welcome.
gonna pop. I'm gonna pop on. Yeah, Tracy, I do come in your channel a lot, and I do listen, and I don't talk as much because I have some people in here who aren't fond of me, but I'm still fond of you.
You know
Um,
what, Dana? You and I will always fight, but I still care about you, what happens
I
to you every day.
thank you, sweetheart. I know you do. I know you do. I appreciate that, Tawanda. I care about you as well.
I thank you, Dana,
Thank
for coming up.
thank
Kelly,
you.
I'm going to sub to your channel because I'm really interested in the ins and outs of Shanann's Law.
Oh,
And of
wonderful.
course, Tawanda, you know I adore you.
I
But
adore you.
after burning my arm from my wrist to my elbow, I'm going to eat some of this roast.
Well, you know
Yummy.
what, darling? I I'm gonna contact you after we talk about how to take care of burns. It'll help a little bit. It'll
That's
help a little bit.
And
Okay.
Kelly, if you need any input, I just want to, I mean, I'd love to help with this movement if there's others who, if we could.
Everybody is needed. We
I
are
love
Okay.
you,
standing
Boots.
shoulder to shoulder. This isn't a, I mean, we're standing shoulder to shoulder. I'm not the leader. I'm just together, if that makes sense. I'm just
I
like
Yep.
gotcha.
a
I'll help.
spokesperson.
I'll help, Kelly.
You're a
I will
conduit
help.
and we're here. We'll all help. I don't know why
Wow.
I'm
And that's
volunteering
what we
everybody.
need because everybody has something great to bring to the table.
And
Yeah.
Tracy, thank you. Thank you for getting pissed off last night. I should have contacted you and said, get a hold of True Help. He knows about this stuff, but you know me. I'm like, oh, I don't want to get involved. This is going to be I hate shit shows. I don't, but I knew Tracy was going to bring this out. She was mad. And when she goes to fight for something, I'm always glad she's on my side.
Well, I'm
So,
excited. I can't wait. As soon as we hang up, I'm gonna sub.
yeah, I'm telling you what, we have some of the strongest women that I have ever met. Ever met.
Awesome.
And they
Well, I'm
stand by their
honored.
convictions.
I'm honored to be on this panel. I appreciate these strong women here and everybody in chat. You guys are just amazing, amazing.
And Kelly, I am so glad you were able to clear up. I know it's been rumored that Frankie was just doing this for his own selfish reasons. I'm so glad you were able to clear up that the family is fully aware of what Frankie is doing. They stand behind it.
Yes,
Um, and
yes,
just when you
100%.
talk to the Ruseks, please let them know that for every hater they have 10,000 supporters.
Oh,
I
but
love
Absolutely.
that.
I'm with Tracy on that. Absolutely.
Tracy, thank you
Absolutely.
so much. I That's amazing. And that right there, that just gave me more strength to keep going on. Just so you know, I mean, I'm only human. I wake up every day. It's like, okay, new day, new day. I
Yeah.
get a
We'll
lot of hate. I'll tell you that right now. So, I'm
Oh
sure
my
you
gosh.
understand cuz
we'll get her
you're
done. You know, it's not an easy thing to get a law passed, but if we all pull together, we can get it done. So
That's
I
right.
That's right.
say,
Well, you
I'm
guys are
in.
awesome. Thank you
I'm
so
in, Kelly.
much.
I'm
All
in
Yeah, me
too,
right.
too.
Kelly.
Me too, Kelly.
All right, take care guys. Nice meeting
Thank you,
Take
you.
care.
Kelly.
Bye,
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Kelly.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Dana.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Dana.
Tracy. Thank you,
You're
Tawanda, you
welcome.
guys. Bye.
Trace, thank you. I'm sorry I stuck my nose into stuff. I
No, you're
knew
fine. I enjoyed having Kelly and Dana and True Helper.
I
I
know.
mean,
I knew that this stuff was I knew that they had been in the works of doing this, and then when I knew last night, but I work a few hours a day
yeah, we know.
and 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 so when I heard all this stuff going down, I was like, oh shit, I gotta get home. I gotta get home. And I was trying to get everything set up, and you know, I I know where your heart is. I know that you're right, and nobody needs to speak on it. We need to stand by that family and do what that family needs to have done. And that's what I'm
If
gonna do.
if I speak on it again, it will be in regards to Shanann's law. It will not be in regards to the family or their personal business or any rumors flying around, unless, of course, they could harm Shanann's law. So, thank you, Tawanda. I'm going to go check my roast. And yes,
I'm gonna
please
call
call
you
me.
about your burn. Yeah, I
Yes,
will, honey.
please do, because it really hurts.
I bet
Um,
it does. I hate
Guys, I
burns.
appreciate your support. Don't forget my Patreon is up and running. I appreciate my members. I appreciate my subs. I appreciate anybody that comes in here and supports me. And hey, guess
Thank
what?
thank you, True Helper. He always
Thank you,
bails
True
me out.
Helper.
He always bails me out when I have a problem. I'm like, you need to help me with this because I don't know. I can't do this. He always bails me out. He's a godsend to this community. He really is.
Yes, he is. He's a bright light that this community really needed.
Love you,
So
Serendipity.
I love
My
you
girl.
all, and I will see you all around the tubes.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, Tawanda.
Good night, honey. I'll call you.
It's okay, Christina. Okay. Good night, Tawanda.